Yeah, I'm kicking back out here on the porch. Figured I'd talk about this. I wanted to talk about when, if I would have been able to get a governor. Here's kind of my plan of what I wanted to do with some of this stuff. So, as y'all know, with the black community, I was looking at an economic relocation zone being developed to kind of basically do another Black Wall Street in the respect of giving it protections and all that, as I put in the last video. But I didn't touch too much on anything else. Some of the things I was pushing for the Hispanic community, and for instance, there's people that served in our military that are back in their country because they're not considered a citizen. Yeah, we got to fix that. They have to be acknowledged. We got to do other things. We got to fix our immigration system. I know people don't like to hear a wall, but that's the thing. A lot of those people want a wall. It's to keep the cartels out. That's it. You don't do a wall unless you can actually fix the actual immigration problem. And the best example of someone that's doing it right was Texas with the work visa. When me and my dad had looked at it, we looked at the work visa that Texas had, and we just improved upon a system that worked. So the way I was going to do it with a lot of the Hispanic community was fixing a lot of the problems that's there. And, actually fixing the immigration system, because that would probably be the biggest benefit to them. Probably even with the Asian community, the biggest benefit would probably be fixing the immigration system. Definitely standing up to protect them from what they were running from in those Asian countries. So that's another one. I have a deep place in my heart, though, for the black community. That's why I've put so much thought and effort into it. That's the reason I want to partner with some of these other groups in rebuilding these communities. Just because they were looked at in a negative sense, they had an original purpose that actually had a good purpose. Maybe there was a way to get them to go back and try to pursue that original purpose if we can work with them instead of against them. We have to save this country. We need to focus on our people. And, we need to work with our people within our own country. So, for instance, I don't want to do business with countries that have child labor. Gee, there's one country on that list that sure as hell would be gone. Basically, any companies that would be primarily based in that country would not be welcome to do business in the state. Now, what that would do is we could then turn and, convert those jobs to working with Mexico. And build Mexico up along with us. Why are we dealing with countries that we don't need to be dealing with? So, I'm just looking at everything in an overall perspective. The tribes. The biggest thing to the tribes isn't all this money, isn't all this different stuff, isn't all that. They want us to respect our treaties, honor our agreements. This is the biggest thing that we could do for them, because, let's face it, we've been fucking them over for the longest time, and just even upholding one would be the correct direction to go. I get that a lot of those agreements probably are unrealistic at this point because they never kept up with them. But the fact of the matter is sitting down at the table and redoing stuff with the tribes is probably the best route to do with them. I pretty much figured I know just about what'll help mostly every community. Of course, I'd still want to sit down, talk with them, and listen to them and hear what they got to say. Here are some of their ideas of ways we could improve things. So, if I get ready to run for office, that's what I'm going to do, See, I believe what we've been fighting is the answer to what we have. If we can get these groups to focus on their original purpose and focus on getting their original purpose, which would be re-empowering their community or being able to get into the country easier and have jobs easier and convert back and forth between the countries, or there's things that could be done. The economic, putting the power back into the hands of business rather than the hands being in the politicians with our new tax reform. This way, companies would actually pay their employees more because they'd be incentivized to pay them more, keeping the minimum wage low and raising people's pay up. Therefore, you have an economic boom. We could have saved the economy. We had plans to get the water paid for. We had plans to get water into the country. We had plans. I had plans for everything. We were going to really make a change. That's what I wanted to do. And I wouldn't have even took a pay. I would have gladly voluntarily took it and just basically expenditures covered. Because I don't care about the money. I want to make sure my country is going to stand. And I love my country more than I love either political party. So that's just where I am. I have a really deep love for this country, our military. We could do so much more. This country's capable of so much more. And I'd love for one day to maybe be able to get back in politics. Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, I don't even care anymore. They're all screwed up anyway at this point. Both parties just need a complete and total revamp. You got the Christians that have become the dominant voice inside the Republican Party and pretty much control everything. And then on the other side, you have the LGBT, which is pretty much dominating everything. So either way, I'm screwed from one far side to another. So if I do go back into politics, it's going to make it really difficult to find a home in politics. But if I do get the chance, I'll jump in on either side, because guess what? There's good Democrats and there's good Republicans. I'm going to fight for the people. If I'm able to get into politics, I'm fighting for the people. I don't care about any of this other stuff. None of it's important to me. How's this going to affect the people? And it has to be fair and equal. Even if you don't agree with it, it has to be as center of the line and as fair as possible. That's why you got to bite the bullet sometimes on your personal beliefs. If you don't understand that, then you're not going to be a good politician. So, well, I'm going to hop off here. This video's getting long, but thank you guys. Just wanted to touch on a little bit of all that. Have a good one.